of the city. He is a adroit communicator, and he's here today to share with us the experience that he brings to the table through his chairmanship of the City of Doral Building Trust. Last year, he's been elected to the Doral Community Council 2001, distinguished president of the Federación de Estudiantes Cubanos, FIU, and the list goes on, and he's here to share how he will help out the City of Doral. Please help me welcome Frank Bolanos.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for such a warm welcome, and thank you for being here so early, on time, 7:30 sharp, your program says. And thank you for Jerry and the others for conducting the meeting in seriatim, in order, in the series. I appreciate that very much. It shows good organization and communication. As I heard some of the speakers, Jesus, where's your little odometer? Jesus brought props. I really wanted to bring props, but it's, I kept thinking, what props do I bring? But this is a good prop, and in reality, it'd be a great thing if either public servants or elected officials or politicians could carry one of these around, because you could sort of mark what you've done, and really the best mark and the best measurement would be what has your public service been. In reality, the best measure should be how many lives have you touched, and have you really, in your public service, help make life better for individuals, or have you done things that have made life more difficult for individuals? Mine would probably be similar, 28,838. I like that. And in reality, the public service in its best form is and should be a continuation of civic and community activity. And that's really how the founding fathers developed this country. And I wanted to ask you if I could, in the spirit of saying it was the best of times and it was the worst of times, if you will allow me to tell you a tale of two cities. And the tale of two cities is the Doral that has been created, the city of Doral that we have developed, and also potentially the city of Doral that could happen and could be developed. Because in fact, so many years have put into, so many numbers have gone through the odometer in building the city that we have today, the city that we enjoy in one fashion or another. But we know from experience, from what we've seen in other cities, that everything that we have built can be lost overnight. That's why when we talk about how do we move Doral forward, how do we move our own lives, our own families, our own businesses forward, we talked about, we start with protect Doral. Let's protect what we have built. Because seriatim in order really says that when you build something, you build it in such a way so you can maintain it. When you move forward riding the bicycle, you do it in such a way that you can maintain balance. And where we are today with the city of Doral, where we are today moving forward has a lot to do with that. Are we able to sustain our balance as a young, vibrant, dynamic city, but a city, fortunately on one side, facing huge growth? Doral is at the epicenter of economic revival for all of Miami-Dade County, for all of South Florida, and in many ways for all of Florida. Now that also presents huge challenges on the quality of life front. And what's quality of life? Quality of life for us means, as my wife likes to say, that where we live in Doral, we live in Costa Verde, we've lived there since the year 2000. We first moved to Doral in 1995. Where we live in Costa Verde, we still are able to let our 11-year-old daughter go outside to play with friends and be relatively comfortable that she's going to be safe. We know we have to keep an eye on her. But this community feeling, this sense of community, Jerry was talking about, sense of community, this sense of community is such that we have built a safe place. And one of the things you said is that this is a safe environment. The first thing you must provide in a city is a safe environment. That's why when I was chairman of the school board, everybody always talked about academic performance. By the way, City of Doral schools are all A schools. The City of Doral is the only school system that has a public education system, K through 12, where all the schools are A schools. But that's not enough. That is not enough. That's why when I was chairman of the school board, I talked so much about character education, the complete and integrated development of the child, and making that student a better person, a better citizen for the future. It's not enough to get them to pass the FCAP. That's just part of it. That's just the educational, intellectual foundation. Let's build for them also the emotional foundation. And a city also has to provide that for its citizens. Both citizens from the point of view of residents that live in the city and also those that come to work. Our slogan of Doral, what a great place to live, work, and play. And then we've added, what a great place to live, work, play, and study. It's a great slogan, but we must protect it. And the way to protect it now, this is a threshold year for the city of Doral. And when we founded this city in 2003, and I'm one of the first elected officials in Doral, elected to community council in the year 2000, we founded it on a foundation base that we were already facing a lot of growth, a lot of development coming in, but we made sure that that growth was well planned, well organized, and it came with what? What do you need for quality of life? You've got to make sure that growth comes with good parks for our children, with good sports and activities at the parks, which we have built, in great part through the great leadership of Mayor Juan Carlos Bermudez, who's turned out and retires this year, and it's a very well-deserved vacation. But we also built it with all the work of all the founders and citizens and residents of Doral. And then we built a great education system. You want to come and build new homes? Well, tell us how many student stations is a technical word. How many student stations do we need in our schools? We've got to make sure the schools are there for our children. And then it also comes, as we said, with good public safety. When folks tell me and talk to me about the Doral police, and I know they can be assertive, but what I always remind people is, do they make you feel safe? That's what our police need to do. And we built a good community where I think our residents and folks that work here feel safe. I've already impacted Doral in one way. The mayor named me on the building task force in January. And what came out of that building task force was 7 of us, 7 citizens. The group named me chairman. And what we proposed was that the building department in the city of Doral must be a business-friendly department. The police also has to be business-friendly. You know what Ronald Reagan used to say? Ronald Reagan used to say that the most feared words in the English language were, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." You know what? Government is here to help. As we build a better city, that's what we all have to do, and let's do it together. Thank you very much.
And I'll have Frank stay up here. We'll start our table